What's up everyone, Nicholas here with Earnworthy. So yesterday I created a video of my attempt at cloning myself using several different techniques. I finally landed on one technique that worked better than anything else I've done in a long time. And I got such a response from that, I want to break it down for you step by step in this video. I did not expect to make this video, so it's gonna be kind of haphazardly put together. It's not like a formal course. I'm not selling you anything. But I got so many messages, both direct messages and comments from people, dozens and dozens of different people saying, hey, how can I clone myself? I figured, let me just lay it all out there, show you exactly what I did, and give you this tool at your disposal to do what you want with it. Now, before we get into it, there's a few things I want to point out. First of all, there are so many different ways to create an AI avatar or a clone of yourself. The approach that I'm going to show you is something that I researched and something that works well for me. It may not be the best option for you. Right off the bat, it is not a free approach. I know a lot of people out there only want to do all this AI stuff if it's free, which to me is kind of a silly way of thinking about it. When you think about the usefulness of AI, to me, there is so much value in AI tools that I'm okay spending a little bit of money every month, especially as a business owner, in order to get some of those time savings and so those productivity advantages. But if you don't want to spend money, then this approach is not going to work for you. I'm not talking about a lot of money, but there are two tools that we will be using. HeyGen for the video avatar and ElevenLabs for the voice. In total, that's going to cost you between $50 and $80 per month on a monthly basis. You can cancel at any time. But if you want to do what I did and get the quality of the AI avatar and the quality of the voice that I have in my example video, which you may have already seen, then you're going to need to spend a little bit of money. I ended up spending about 80 bucks a month because I wanted to go with the 4K output for the HeyGen video avatar. Now, if you're okay with 1080p, which is one step down, then you can drop that down to about $30 a month just for the AI avatar portion, which is from HeyGen. So regardless, if you don't feel comfortable spending $50 to $80 a month to do this, then this approach is not going to be for you, because I have not found a way to do this for free. If you know a way to do all this for free with the same quality, go for it. The second thing that I want to point out is that this is not a click a button and be done with it method. There are several things you have to do. The most important thing with this method to get the quality that I have in my demo video is you need really good training data, both for your voice and for your video. It took me almost an entire day to get all this put together. Now, I'm not the most techie when it comes to video production or audio production, so you may be able to do this quicker, but I do have a Sony, I think it's a ZV-1 camera DSLR that's hooked up through an Elgato cam link. That's what I'm recording into now. This was the backdrop I used for most of my training videos, but there's two parts to it that you need to produce. You need to produce good, clean audio, and you need to produce good, sharp, high-resolution video where you are looking at the camera with a nice backdrop. Now, this is a real backdrop. That's the other thing. So those are some other requirements for this process to work. But again, this is just my process. It's not the only way. So I don't want anyone in the comments saying, oh, there's a better way to do it. Go ahead, try it, do it. That's fine. I would love to learn it as well. What I mean by that is this is not the only way. This is just the way that's worked for me. And I want to explore other options as well if you know of other ways to do this. I have all this written down in this SOP document, which I'd be happy to share with you. I'm going to put it in the comments below. I'm giving all this away for free. I'm not creating a course on this. I'm not gatekeeping. There's a lot of people out there that are gatekeeping this information. All I ask is, if you find this useful, give this video a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am trying to build up my YouTube following. I'm going to be sharing lots and lots of marketing and AI videos. You can see I've started publishing more frequently, so that would mean a lot to me if you would like and subscribe. Subscribing is the most important. And then finally, before we get into the step-by-step, I do have affiliate links that I'm including down below. So full disclaimer, if you decide to purchase a paid plan from ElevenLabs, which is the voice cloning tool, or HeyGen, or both, HeyGen is the video tool, and you decide to use my affiliate links, I get a small kickback, but it's at no additional cost to you. And it just helps me make these videos and spend the time to make videos like this on YouTube, which is a very time-intensive process. So you don't have to use the affiliate links. You can just go Google HeyGen and ElevenLabs and sign up that way. But if you do want to give back in a small way, then using the affiliate links is always appreciated. Okay, let's get into it. Before we get to the SOP, If you haven't seen my sample videos, I shared one on my Facebook page yesterday, and I will also play one right now. Hopefully you can hear this. Actually, that's the training video. So here we go. This is my AI clone. This is on my YouTube channel. What you're looking at right now is definitely not me. This AI clone took me over 12 hours to perfect. And honestly, it might be doing a better job than You get the idea. You can go back and watch the video. I'll link to it somewhere around this video, but that's what we're shooting for. We're shooting for something that looks hyper realistic. And the most important thing about this process and why it requires multiple steps and multiple tools is that, in my opinion, and in the opinion of many people that are much smarter when it comes to AI than I am, is that ElevenLabs is the best in the world right now at creating realistic voice clone. But when it comes to HeyGen, they're the best in the world right now creating video clones, video avatars. However, HeyGen's built-in audio is not that good when it comes to the voice technology. So what we're trying to do here is we're creating the video with HeyGen, but then we are using the voice that we've created in ElevenLabs, and we're linking them together in HeyGen through an API connection. It's a little bit techie, but it's super easy. If you can copy and paste an API key, then you can do it. So we're taking the voice you created in ElevenLabs and we are tying it into your HeyGen avatar, and it's gonna sync up. It's gonna create that lip syncing so that it looks very natural, but this is gonna be way better than the default voice clone that HeyGen gives you. So that's the big reveal here, if there is one. It's that we're using two different platforms because we're using the best-in-class voice with the best-in-class video avatar. Okay, let's go through the processes. So first of all, it's gonna take about 4 to 6 hours to do all this. In my opinion, that's what it took me. Again, maybe it's quicker. Like I said, you're looking at spending about $51 a month. I think I'm spending closer to $100, like $80 to $100 a month. I forget the exact pricing, but I would say it's roughly $100 a month if I wanna keep doing this, because I wanted to do the 4K video output, and that plan requires the team plan for HeyGen. Skill level, I'm gonna say it's intermediate. Probably the hardest part is getting all the camera situation set up, and you can do this with a smartphone if you have a good high quality smartphone, but you need to have good lighting, good audio, and a nice backdrop, and the phone needs to be stationary. Okay, so as I said, you need to have the ElevenLabs creator plan. Let's take a look at what that is. So ElevenLabs is the voice technology creator plan. It's $11 for the first month, but then it goes up to $22. So expect to pay $22 if you're gonna be using this. That's on the monthly billing, and this is what's gonna give you what you need to create that voice clone. Then on the video side, HeyGen, you're gonna need what they call the creator plan, which is $29 a month if you pay monthly. And again, like I said, I have the team plan. The pricing's a little bit misleading here because it requires 2 seats. So I'm paying basically double this. I think it's like 78 bucks or whatever. Now, I think this is actually worth it because what I plan on using this for is I want to have my virtual assistant manage my HeyGen videos for me. So that second seat will be my VA who I invite to the account. So I'm okay with this from a pricing standpoint because I want that 4K video output. But if you don't see any use for that and you're okay with 1080p, which is just one step down in terms of video quality, then I'm pretty sure you can get away with everything that we're gonna do just on the $29 plan. Okay, you're gonna need a DSLR camera or a high quality phone camera. I wouldn't recommend using a webcam. I've tested it. It doesn't come out that well just because of the movement looks kind of weird. You really wanna try to get 4K video, and that's gonna be in your training data. And again, you just need your training data once. That's the cool thing about this. You can literally do this in a weekend where you put all this together to get really high quality training data. But then once you're done with that, you're done with that. You don't have to worry about it again. And from moving forward, you can just generate the videos in HeyGen. So this is like a one-time thing where you really want to invest in this really good audio and really good video for the training data. You want to have a professional lighting setup. I just have some lights from Amazon that I got. You want to have a high quality microphone. I'm using a Rode Pod mic. You can get these at Best Buy or on Amazon. You want to have consistent audio in all of your recording. We're going to get to that in a minute. Obviously, a quiet recording environment. You want to have a nice real background. That's important. And you want to have several backgrounds if you want to change it up, because you can change the look of your avatar and the backdrop and what you wear. So that's all going to be part of that training data. Okay, so that's the basic settings. Now let's get to the actual voice cloning. I recommend starting with the voice cloning because that's going to be easier and it takes a little bit longer to process. So this is done in ElevenLabs. It took me, I uploaded an hour and 30 minutes of audio. Now there's different ways to do this. If you already have a lot of audio recorded somewhere, like let's say you're a YouTuber already, in theory, you could upload that content. The problem is if it is inconsistent audio, if it was recorded in different places, if there are guests in it, if there's a lot of jump cuts and edits and background noise and music, and it was on different microphones in different places at different volume levels, it's gonna mess up the voice. I can guarantee you. So what I did is I just bit the bullet. I sat down at my computer and I recorded 3 30-minute audio files of me just talking normally. It was a lot of work. There's no other way to say it. My throat was sore afterwards because of all the talking. I had a nice glass of water here, and I did it in 3 30-minute chunks instead of one 1 hour and 30-minute chunk. And what you talk about really doesn't matter. That's the weird part about this. It is just like what I'm saying right now. You just want to be yourself. You want to be a little bit animated, give different dynamic ranges in your speaking. But the most important thing is you want consistent, clean audio on a good mic that is not going to be choppy, and it's not filmed or it's not recorded in different ways on different microphones. And that's just an audio file. So I literally used a QuickTime player on my Mac to record 3 30-minute audio segments. Some of it I was reading. I literally would go to ChatGPT. I would be like, generate a story that I can read on, for training data, whatever. Some of it I was just asking ChatGPT questions, and it would generate the questions and I would answer the questions. In other situations, I would just start rambling about things that I know about marketing or networking or whatever, family life. You can literally talk about whatever. You just need an hour and 30 minutes of clean audio on the same microphone in a quiet setting with no inconsistencies. It's kind of weird, but that's what you need, okay? So I would do it that way instead of trying to go find audio files to upload. It's gonna be a lot of work, but it's just an hour and 30 minutes. And if you break it up into 3 30-minute segments and you take a little break in between, you can do it. It's a one-time thing, then you're done with it, hopefully forever. So that's the audio. Once you do that, what you do is you go to ElevenLabs. You obviously have to open the creator account. Here's the affiliate link if you want to support the channel and use this link. You want to sign up for the creator account, which is $11 a month for the first month, $22 a month after that. And then let me show you what it looks like inside the platform. Okay, so you see over here, if you go to voices, click on the plus, what you want to do is create a professional voice clone. Don't go with an instant voice clone. We want to do this right. We want the highest quality. So go with a professional voice clone. You only get one of these on this plan, but this is what you want to use. Go through the steps, and I think I have it listed out here. Upload your audio files, so you can upload multiple files. And then the other important thing is the person, hopefully you're doing this for yourself, right? But the person who is recording this audio needs to be present because they do voice verification where you have to read a certain phrase with a password and all that stuff, because they don't want you just taking some audio file from the internet and cloning someone else's voice without their permission. So you have to complete that process, and then you wait 1 to 3 hours for it to process. It seemed like mine processed a lot quicker than that, but again, just be patient. We already talked about some of this stuff, but in terms of when you create that audio, make sure you're using varied speaking context, casual, professional, excited, calm. Ensure the audio represents your typical speaking style. Avoid recordings where you sound tired or stressed. That's another important point. I recommend doing this whenever you have the most energy. If you're a morning person, do this in the morning. Don't have any other distractions buzzing around you with your phone, Slack, and all that stuff. Try to do this in a time and place where you are calm, energetic, not going to be sound boring, because that will affect your avatar. When we get to HeyGen, there's a good example where I did one of my look videos, one of those 5 videos where I was really tired, and you could just see that avatar looks really tired. And so I had to redo it. So make sure that you bring the energy, basically. Test different emotional ranges in your source material, obviously. It's pretty straightforward. It's the most labor-intensive part is just talking for 30 minutes at a time and then creating those 3 30-minute audio clips. So now that's ElevenLabs. Once you're done with that, we're gonna switch over to HeyGen. HeyGen is for video, right? And don't get me wrong, like you could literally do all of this in HeyGen if you don't care about the audio quality, but it's a very noticeable difference in terms of the quality of the voice. So if you want to take a shortcut, go take a shortcut and just use HeyGen, but I don't recommend it. With HeyGen, you're going to need the creator plan. I'm on the team plan, like I said, because I want that 4K video export. It's just higher quality, but you want to sign up for the creator plan. Again, if you want to use my affiliate link, you can do that right here. Then once you're in the platform, I'll show you where to go. Okay, you're going to go to my avatar, and you only get 1 or 2. I forget if it's 1 or 2 I created a cartoon one as well, which is pretty cool. You can do that, but think of each avatar as a person, right? So this is my avatar. You're going to create a new one. You want to create what's called a digital twin. So when you go through this process, it's going to give you some prompting. It's going to tell you what it's looking for. Make sure to read all this, but basically it's everything we just talked about. You want really good lighting. You want to speak naturally. But again, the speaking for this doesn't matter as much if you are using ElevenLabs with the API connection for the voice, because the voice is going to be coming from ElevenLabs. So this is not as important from an audio standpoint as it is from just getting really good, clean video with good lighting, with a good backdrop. So you go through that process. There's also a confirmation process similar to ElevenLabs where you have to read something and say, I give consent to create all this. There are some privacy concerns there. We're not going to get into this video. If you are super privacy focused, I should have said this at the start, don't do this at all. Don't do any of this because yes, you are uploading a lot of your voice data and video data to these services. I'm okay with that. I've gone through all the pros and cons of that. I'm okay with that. This is a personal decision that you need to make. So if you are somebody who is super privacy conscious, I would not recommend creating a clone. Anyways, let's go back to the SOP, the standard operating procedure. You go through the verification. And so you're just starting by uploading one of your quick, like 5 to 10 minute videos, right? That's going to be your main avatar. So I started with one, and I'll show you what that training data looks like. So this is the actual training data. You can see it's a 5-minute video, and let me just play it. Hopefully you can hear it. Okay, you can see I'm sort of just rambling there. I didn't know what I was saying. I was kind of getting tired of talking because this was after I had recorded the hour and 30 minutes with ElevenLabs. You should probably take a break before you do all this. The other important thing, and I don't think they do a good job of really stressing the importance of this, is that after every few sentences, when you're doing the HeyGen video recording, you want to close your mouth and just have a pause. So I'll give you an example. If I'm recording training data, I'd be looking at the camera and I'd say something like, it's a beautiful day outside. I'm so excited to be able to enjoy this perfect weather here in Florida. And then I would just pause like that. Then I would say another line. I'm going to go for a walk and I'll probably walk about 1 to 3 miles. And so then I pause. So after every few sentences, you want to pause and completely close your mouth. And for some reason, this helps with the generation of the avatar. Now that's only important for the video portion of this in HeyGen, so don't get this confused with the ElevenLabs audio recording, the 1 hour and 30 minutes of audio recording with ElevenLabs. You don't have to do that. You're literally just recording audio. But when you're on camera creating the training data, you want to pause after every few sentences. So then you create that first video file. That's going to then create what is called your avatar, basically, right? That's gonna be like your main avatar. And then when that's done, you can literally just use that if that's the only look you need. But then if you want to have other looks, you can literally do the same thing. And that's why I recommend having 5 or so, where you have different shirts on. Maybe the background's a little bit different. Maybe you want some where you're filming it from your smartphone in more of a vertical format. So it's better for like a reels or shorts or something like that. So you can see I have a whole bunch of different looks here, and I can add more. You can add up to 300 different looks. So it's a little difficult to understand, at least it was for me, but basically think of it as your avatar is you, but then you can have different shirts on, you can have different backgrounds, not like AI backgrounds and not AI shirts. You're literally just wearing a different shirt, you're standing in a different place, or both, or neither, whatever, and you're just creating another look that's still going to be tied to the same avatar, and it's going to be tied to the same voice. That's the important part. So this is super helpful so that you can create varied content for different settings. Like if I wanted to create something for the networking group that I'm a co-founder of, the Port St. Lucie Business Club, I would probably use something like, this one where I'm wearing the shirt for the business club, versus if talking about Earnworthy, which is our marketing agency, I would use the one that is with my blue shirt. If it's short form content, I want to use something that's filmed that looks like short form content. If it's something for YouTube, I'm going to use the one that's the more traditional aspect ratio. So that's really cool. And this usually generates pretty quickly. So after you do that, the only other complicated part is connecting your voice from ElevenLabs, which should be done processing hopefully by now, to your avatar in HeyGen. So in HeyGen, you want to select your custom avatar. You want to choose integrate third-party voice, and you want to add your ElevenLabs API key, which is found in your ElevenLabs profile settings, and you select your cloned voice from the dropdown. So I'll show you real quick. If you go to Avatar Voices, add favorite voices, this is the button you're going to click, integrate third-party voice, and you can see there's the API key. blurred out a little bit. This is what you're going to need to get from your ElevenLabs account. If you can't find it, just Google where to find ElevenLabs API key. It's going to be in your account, obviously. It's unique to you. You shouldn't share it. And that's going to be what you need to connect your avatar to your voice. And then just make sure that when you're creating videos, let's say if I want to create a video from, I'm going to go over here to project and I am going to create a new video. So this is the process for creating video. I can create one for short form content or long form. Let's say I want to create a long form. I can, by default, it always defaults to this lady. Maybe there's a way to, if you know of a way to get around this default, let me know, because I always have to go in and change it, which is a little annoying. I'm going to click here. I'm going to select, let's select this one. I can click on the logo to get rid of that. I'm just going to type in a simple script like, hello, this is just a test. And this is the important part. So you want to select the right voice. So if you don't see the right voice here that has your, whatever you called it, the one you imported from ElevenLabs, click here and go to My Voices and make sure this is the correct one. I know this is the correct one because I named it Nicholas Scalise ElevenLabs. So I know it's from ElevenLabs. Now it is confusing because I don't know why, but HeyGen still seems to use ElevenLabs, but for some reason they just don't do as good of a job with the voices as if you were to record one directly in ElevenLabs. So don't be misled by the fact that a lot of these say ElevenLabs in them. You want to make sure you're using the one that you imported from ElevenLabs, and that doesn't always translate over very well. So what I recommend doing is favoriting. Once you know this is definitely the voice you imported through that API connection through the third-party voice, favorite it and make that the only one that's favorited so that you know that that's the right voice to use. Hopefully that makes sense. Then this is basically your video studio. So now if you've done everything right up to this point, you never again have to get on camera if you don't want to. Of course, there's a lot we could say about that, a lot about when you should be using this and how you should be using it. But I'm just gonna say, like, you can literally make all your videos here. If you want to create a script, you can do it either in HeyGen with they have like, if you click the slash command, they have an AI script writer. What I recommend doing is if you're already using something like ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini that knows you and knows your writing style or speaking style, use that and create the content there. And that way you can then just import it into here, copy and paste it. It's also helpful to create what are called split scenes. So for instance, if I want to say, this is another line and here is another sentence, what I can do is I can hit the slash command and go split scene, and it'll create like a little pause basically. And I'm still trying to figure some of this out. Like there is a pause and then there's a different scene. So what I find is that with the scenes, what you can do is you can click into a scene and you could do a little bit of editing, right? Let me show you what I mean. So for instance, now I have these 3 scenes. If I click on this middle scene and then I click on the video and I click on framing, I can sort of punch in a little bit, right? So now it creates this effect where it's zoomed out, it punches in, it zooms out. You can do that type of stuff. You can do transitions. So there are benefits to having different scenes, but you don't have to. You can also hit slash and do pauses, which is pretty cool. So there's just different ways to play around with it, but that's the basic premise. Then you click generate and then give it a few minutes and it's going to generate, and then you can download the video and do what you want with it. You can add additional elements up here. I'm not going to get into like how to use Studio because this video is long enough and it was really just about how to do the whole creation process. So once again, I'll put this in the notes below the video. There's some other notes here you might want to read in terms of troubleshooting, ethics, that type of stuff. But hopefully this has been helpful. I'd say just to recap, the most important thing is keep in mind, garbage in, garbage out. Do a really good job with the training data, both the voice and the video. If you want to get high quality output, make sure you have a good backdrop, good lighting, good audio, good video, and just a lot of training data, because that's what's going to make this high quality. I hope you found this useful. Let me know if you have questions in the comments below. Please subscribe to the channel if you found this video helpful. Give it a thumbs up. I'm going to be sharing lots more marketing and AI content. And as you can see, I'm trying to just give it away. I'm not trying to gatekeep any of this, which a lot of people are doing, where they want to sell you your course. This could have easily been a course, and there's a lot of demand for it, but I'm giving this away because I want you to get value out of it. So if you do get value out of it, hit that subscribe button. And also, if you want to use the affiliate links, that would be super appreciated if you decide to become a customer of HeyGen or ElevenLabs. That's going to do it for now. I'm going to see you in the next video. So until then, have a great rest of your day, and hopefully I'll see you or your AI clone in the near future.